Yo, all right, so you're interested in 75 hard. So I'm the best person to not follow because I failed this program probably more than I can count. So if I go to the 75 hard app and I go over all my pictures, because there's an app that goes with this program, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 times I have failed this program. And in today's video, I'm gonna be telling you what to look out for, why I failed, how I failed, and things that you can do to prevent my failures and my mistakes. So I'm gonna get ready for my first workout of the day because in 75 hard you gotta do 2. So I like to get it early in the morning. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 5:49 a.m.
5:49 a.m. I got my gym session, so I will see you guys after I'm done getting the gains, because you know your boy got fat, so I'm gonna have to lose this. By the way, you think this challenge is easy, but when you start to do it, you realize it's pretty hard, which is explained 75 hard. So if you do not know what you have to do, is you got to follow a diet. You got to work out 2 times a day, 45 minutes minimum, 1 outside, 1 inside, no alcohol or cheat meals. You got to take a progress picture, drink 1 gallon of water, and then the last one is reading 10 pages of a book. All right, so mistake number 1 that I've made. By the way, I didn't even get a chance to work out, which is gonna go into my mistake, because there's wildfires going on in California right now. It's like 2.3 millions of acres of land burned at the time of this recording. Look at that hummingbird right there. I don't know if you can see it, you probably can't. But I can promise you this is not fog. This is straight up smoke, and I'm not even supposed to be here because that's the reason why I got kicked out of the gym, because the pollution, the air quality is really bad. So I'm gonna go inside really soon. But mistake number 1 is trying to make 75 hard convenient. And the point of 75 hard is that it's basically like life. Life is hard, and you gotta be able to adapt and quickly maneuver through the obstacles life gives you, right? You gotta find solutions. Habit number 1 in the 7 habits of highly effective people is be proactive, not reactive. So for me, the reasons why I failed in the past is because I wasn't proactive in my approaches. So a lot of the times I messed up on this program, it wasn't reading, it wasn't drinking a gallon of water. Mostly my mess ups came from drinking alcohol and then also cheating on my diet. So really that's the biggest mistake I've made. And principle number 1 is just that you can't try to make life easier for you, because it will always be inconvenient. As you can see, I was supposed to work out. Now I just wasted an hour of like going to the gym, trying to find another gym to go to, and now I'm back home. So principle number 1 and solution to it, life is not gonna be convenient at all. And then solution is just you gotta be willing to learn and adapt along the way. So when inconvenience like gym shutting down, burning fire of California is happening, you're still able to get what you need to get done. So mistake number 1, don't make it. Don't try to make life convenient, because it's not gonna be. And if you try to make it convenient, you're gonna be very reactive, you're gonna be very frustrated, and the best thing you can do is just be proactive and get what you need to get. All right, so mistake number 2 that I've made when it comes to doing 75 hard, the reasons why I just keep failing over and over and over again, and hopefully this time around I don't fail, it's because I struggled with saying no. No specifically to my environment, and no specifically to my family. And obviously I'm not gonna play the victim's mentality and blame them for my responsibilities and me not being disciplined. But what I've noticed is that your priorities is very easy to say yes. Like one of my priorities is doing a 2-part morning routine, which is I wake up, I say my affirmations, I do a little prayer, I smile, I take a picture, I measure my weight, I drink water, and then I go work out, right? So I just did that. Actually worked out outside even though I wasn't supposed to. Read all this stuff, and then as soon as I come back, I meditate, journal, brain dump, vision, do my targets. I read 10 pages a day. I review, and I do some knee rehab. So I prioritize my morning routine like crazy, because morning routine absolutely changed my life. I do believe when you win the first hour of the day, you could win the rest of your day. But when it comes to where I messed up is I couldn't say no to my family members, and that's what made me fall off a lot of the time. So I mentioned that I would drink and I would cheat on my diets. The times I would do that is the times when I'm out of my regular routine and I go out and I have fun with family, and it goes back to just, it's not ever going to be convenient, right? So from there, every time I'm with my family, they're drinking, they're having fun. And then it's true, who you are, who you become. In my family, right? Regular people, brother's a nurse, other brother's a side tech, and they're all about having fun. And obviously not into the entrepreneurship life like I am. So our alignment of values and what we're trying to do is different. So when we're together, I guess I just had a weaker frame. I did. And then I would basically fall into temptation and basically just drink and then mess up on 75 hard. So the solution to that is practicing saying no. Saying no to everything that's not your current goal. Saying no that doesn't align with what you're trying to do. Now, for me, obviously with 75 hard, that's what I'm practicing right now. But if you're deciding to do this challenge, or if you did it and you failed like me, one of the principles I found and one of the lessons I learned, right? And when it comes to failure and mistakes, right? Don't dwell on it. Like, I've failed this multiple times, but I'm still gonna go, right? There is no failure, there's only failure to learn. So as far as my failures go, I've learned that the ability to say no is what makes you a powerful person and what gets you towards your goals. Because while somebody out there is doing 75 hard, they're saying no to everything else and saying yes to their goals. And then there's people like me who do mess up. When I say yes to alcohol, yes to cheating on my diet, I'm saying no to my goals. So the biggest principle so far in mistake number 2 is you have to say yes to your goals, which is, if you're doing 75 hard, which is doing all the tasks, and I just reprinted this because I'm going to start over again, and saying yes to this and saying no to everything else that doesn't align with it. So that's my mistake number 2. And then also the solution to it is to say no. And the last, third mistake, where I'm going to leave you off here, is not planning ahead. So I'm pretty decent at planning my weekdays, but when it comes to my weekends, I pretty much laissez-faire it. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but I kind of just free flow it, because weekends, last year I sacrificed a lot of my time to grow my companies and grow my business. And through hard work, through effort, I did over 390K in revenue. That's not profit, but I did it in revenue. And I kind of just burnt myself out, and I was really, really tired and really, really depressed. And it just wasn't fun. Like, I made money, but I wasn't really, really happy inside. So I don't want to ever be in a position again where I'm pursuing a goal and I feel empty inside. And last year, that's kind of how I felt. And weekends, I made a commitment this year that I was going to spend time with family and also just relax a little bit, right? So for me, also stunted my 75 hard progress, because during the weekends is the time I actually did mess up. When I'm throughout the week, I'm pretty good, but when it comes to the weekend, I mess up. So even though, and this is the second habit of 7 habits of highly effective people, the crazy thing is, man, you can know this, like I can know this, but it's not what you know, it's what you do. It's always better well done than well said. So learn from me, learn from my mistakes. 7 habits of highly effective people. Have a plan, because when you don't have a plan, failing to plan is planning to fail. So when it came to 75 hard, I was failing to plan during the weekends, which is the time I spent with my family, which basically means I was planning to fail because I wasn't proactive in my approach to it. So even though you're going to go out, even though you're going to have fun, even though you're going to partake in activities, that isn't an excuse to not do what you committed to yourself. And I'm talking to myself, right? You watching this, I just want you to learn from me, right? I'm not a guy who's trying to like, 75 hard is easy and I've passed on my first go. Nah, fuck that. Like, this is hard. I've tried this over 10 times. I failed over 10 times. And, I just rather would prepare you for success by learning from my mistakes instead of going through failure after failure after failure after failure. So it really just comes down to the 3 things I mentioned is 1, don't make 75 hard convenient, because life is never convenient. It's going to throw hurdles towards your way. So the reason why 75 hard is so effective and what I see is that it literally relates to life. When you commit to building a business, when you commit to a relationship, when you commit to going to college and getting your degree, it's not going to be smooth sailing. It's going to be freaking difficult. You're not going to want to wake up and do everything you have to do, but you got to do it anyways. And instead of being reactive, you have to be proactive in your approaches, which again is 1, don't try to make it inconvenient. Just learn and adapt, learn and adapt, learn and adapt. One of my mentors, Ty, he said that it's not a matter of who's the strongest, who's the fittest that survives. Is the person who's the most adaptable, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is also going to be saying no to everything that's not your goal. So saying no to distractions, saying no to everything that doesn't align with what you're trying to do. Because when you're saying yes to something like cheating on your diet, like I have, or drinking alcohol, you're saying no to another thing, which is me, 75 hard, which for me is something I really actually do want to do and finish and complete. And then the last thing is planning ahead. Failing to plan is planning to fail. So in order to make sure you pass 75 hard, or we pass 75 hard, because it's gonna be a we thing if you're doing this, is you gotta plan ahead, even on weekends, which I have been messing up on. So even though it's the weekend, that's not an excuse to not plan your life and plan your days. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the confessions of a guy who's messed up on this program more than you could ever count. But it's there is no failure, man. It's only failure to learn. 75 hard. I've been doing it for a while, right? And just because you mess up once doesn't mean you should not try again and not try again, right? So the only time you do fail is when you give up, and I'm not willing to give up. This is something I told myself I'm gonna finish, and I'm going to finish it no matter how many times it takes me, but I will finish this. And other than that, this is day 1 again. Guys, wish me luck. If you're doing this challenge, I wish you luck. Comment down below. We could do a little accountability, a little support. I'll give you guys my update on this channel. But other than that, guys, hit that subscribe button below. Join Team Live Rich, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, before you forget, hit that like button for that honesty. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.